Hello my friends and welcome to the Electric Viking. Now this will be quite a fun video, I think. I've learned a lot in the research for this video. There is just so many cars in China. You know, I've always followed the auto industry. I mean, for as long as I can remember, since I think I was about 12 years old. And I had no trouble since I was a young kid in knowing every single car available in the American market, in the European market, well, the mainstream European market, the Australian market, the Japanese market. But in China, I have no hope. There are so many cars there, so many EVs. The list is endless. But let's start today by looking at some of the new car models that went on sale in China in August. Now, the Chinese auto market is not only the largest in the world, it's also the most dynamic by far, with a huge number of new launches every month. Now, in August, there were 10 new car launches. Well, at least the 10 that I know of anyway, including 6 EVs, which demonstrates where sales are headed in China. Now, to thoroughly understand the car dynamics that are really in play in China, you need to check out some of my videos about what's happening. I'll put some links in the description below so you can have a look and see. I've done hundreds of hours of research and I'm pretty confident I know exactly where China is heading by 2030. Number 1, the Poco Duo Duo sold 2,100 vehicles in the month of August, even though it only went on sale in August. Don't know which day it went on sale. It could have gone on sale with a month left in the month of August, with a day left in the month of August, or a month left in the month of August. I'm not sure. 2,100 sales. Very similar sort of car to the Wuling Hongwan Mini EV. It's in that market segment. Now, that market segment barely existed a few years ago, but now it is the hottest market segment in China. Really fashionable with young kids, young adults in China. And there are more modifications made to the Wuling Hongwan Mini EV than you can possibly imagine. There are websites that get millions of views every month that are just for modifications to the Wuling Hongwan Mini EV. Now, obviously, other manufacturers are trying to capitalize on this, and Poco is one of those. I can't find a website for this company, but they've got a number of different models in this space. Now, after the Maymay in June, Poco launched a similar car called the Maymay. It's a 2-door version. This is a 4-door version. Poco has launched its second model this month, the Duo Duo. It's a 4-door mini EV with a retro look and a modern interior. Now, Poco is a new brand on the Chinese market, and it has already unveiled 3 different models. The Lala, the only one yet to enter the wholesale charts, the Maymay, and the Duo. Now, like I said, the Wuling Hongwan Mini EV has revolutionized the EV market in China. I think it's revolutionized EV markets all over the world, but that's another story. And logically, a host of competitors are very eager to steal some of its thunder and get in on the action. Poco is one of those makers. Just like the Maymay before it, the Duo Duo falls into this category. Priced from US $4,000 to a massive US $6,000, the Duo Duo undercuts the Hongwan Mini EV by a couple of $100 here or there. But the new model of the Hongwan Mini EV is vastly superior to the current model, so we're going to see what happens in future. It's going to be very interesting. Now, it also competes with the Chang'an Benben E-Star and the Li Tin Mango. Both of those are also 4-door mini EVs. The Duo Duo starts solidly with over 2,000 sales for its first month going on sale. Now, one of my favorite cars, and a car that I plan to own at some stage in the very near future. Yep, I won't be importing it from BYD myself. BYD will be selling those here in Australia, well, and in America, and in Europe, and well, pretty much everywhere pretty soon, I think. The BYD Dolphin officially went on sale in August. I don't know the sales date, but I believe it was a couple of weeks into the month. They sold 1,755 units. Now, BYD hasn't really started mass manufacturing this vehicle yet. This is just the beginning. Now, size. The Dolphin is 4 meters long. It's a similar size to the Toyota Corolla. It's a compact EV hatchback, and it was actually unveiled on a game show in 2021. Now, it uses BYD's e-platform 3.0, which will spawn future models, 6 new models over the next, I think, 6 months. The Dolphin also uses a new design language for the brand, which was created by Wolfgang Egger, former design manager at Audi. Now, in addition to that, this vehicle uses BYD's lithium-ion blade battery, which has had an enormous amount of press around its safety, its efficiency, its cost, wholesale cost for BYD, which has enabled BYD to actually sell electric cars on par with their ICE vehicle sales. And what that's led to? Well, very, very quickly, BYD's sales have gone from around about 40% vehicles with a battery in them to 88% in the month of August. Now, it's priced from US $14,500 to around US $18,000 in the top spec model. So the Dolphin is one of BYD's cheapest EVs and will compete with the likes of the Aura Good Cat. That car is also coming to Europe and Australia and a number of other countries. And I believe it will be one of the world's 5 highest selling cars by 2025. Okay, the third car we're going to look at here that went on sale this month in China was the Weltmeister E5. It sold 1,559 vehicles. I'll put a link in the description below to my video about the Weltmeister E5, which is a direct competitor to the XPeng P5, but it's just a little bit cheaper. It's an all-electric sedan that starts at $23,000 US dollars. Now, EV maker Weltmeister has been steadily gaining ground in its domestic market, breaking its all-time monthly volume record for the 5th consecutive month in August to 4,346 units. Formerly only relying on SUVs for its progression, EX5, EX6 and the W6, Weltmeister now has a sedan in its lineup, the E5, claiming to do 0 to 108.9 seconds and have a 505 kilometer range. The E5 is 4.7 meters long, so about the same length as the Tesla Model 3, and it's equipped with a 163 horsepower electric motor. It's priced from $23,000 US dollars all the way up to $24,000 US dollars for the top spec model. Other cars it will compete with outside of the XPeng P5 are the Geely Boru New Energy vehicle, BYD Quin Plus, GAC Aeon S, and the Geometry A, all in similar price ranges. As you can see, the competition is very tough in China. As the success of the Quin Plus and the Aeon S, but also the slightly more expensive BYD Han show, there is a large market for EV sedans in China. There's a large market for EV sedans everywhere, but China is the lucky place where you have so much more choice than we do in the rest of the world right now, at least. Now, for the moment, Weltmeister only offers the E5 online with orders open for corporate fleets, taxi and car sharing services. Given the EX5 has an all-time high of 3,373 sales, look to see sales of this sedan increase over the next few months, although it is a bit bland and derivative. But have a look at my video in the link below and tell me what you think about the car. Okay, vehicle number 4 is the Toyota Crown Kluger. Now, Toyota is using twins to satisfy its 2 joint ventures in China. This is a slightly more upmarket version of the Toyota Highlander. It's a nice car. To be honest, it's totally boring derivative. Let's move on. The next one is the Hyundai Custo, which had 738 sales in the month of August. This vehicle is an MPV. It's also an ICE vehicle. It's also derivative and boring. And let's move on. Up next is the Skyworth EV6, and I made a video on this vehicle as well because it's quite an interesting car. Originally, Skyworth is an EV startup based in Uxu, Jiangsu province. Its first model is a compact 4.7 meter long SUV, which was first called the Skywell ET5 and unveiled in October 2020. Now, when it was launched in July 2021, it was renamed Skyworth EV6. Now, there are 3 levels of range for the EV6. The base model comes with 410 kilometers of NEDC range. The middle range model comes with 520 kilometers, and the higher range comes with 600 kilometers. So you're probably looking at a real world range of about 500 kilometers for that higher spec model, which I think is pretty damn good. Now for all those models, 0 to 100 comes in 7.9 seconds. Pricing ranges from $23,700 for the base model up to $38,700 for the higher ranged model. $38,700 US for an SUV with an NEDC range of 600 kilometers. Market is difficult in China, isn't it? Really, really tough. Now, the SV6 is technically a semi-premium SUV, and it's going to battle the likes of the Aways U5, the Weltmeister W6, and the Chery Big Ant, and potentially also the Tesla Model Y. Now, in the month of August, the company sold 461 of these SUVs. Up next is the VOYA Free, which I just made a video on, quite a long video because it's quite an interesting car. And in fact, it's an extremely impressive car. The exterior, I think, is possibly one of the greatest looking SUVs ever made, if not best. The interior is incredibly nice, just super premium. For the price, it's very, very impressive. I think it absolutely blows away its German competition. If you look at the dollar value for what you're actually getting, even when you compare the prices of those cars in China. I mean, this car is really seriously impressive. Now, it's a luxury. VOYA is a luxury subsidiary of Dongfeng, and it's the first high-end dedicated smart EV brand launched by one of China's 3 centrally administered automakers, the other 2 being the FAW Group and Chang'an. Now, Chang'an is going 100% electric by 2025, just so you know. The brand was introduced in July 2020 as a new, truly anxiety-free, high-end smart EV brand. Its first model was unveiled in December 2020 and is a 7-seat SUV named the Free, designed by Italdesign, and it shows the design is seriously impressive. It's available as a purely electric car or as a PHEV powered by a 1.5-litre turbo engine and coming with the same motors but just a different size battery pack. The PHEV comes with a 33 kilowatt hour battery pack. Now the pure electric vehicle goes from 0 to 100 in 4.8 seconds, while the PHEV does it in 4.6. The Free is priced from US $48,000 all the way up to US $51,000 for the fully electric vehicle, which has a range of around 500 kilometers and has 500 kilowatt and 1,000 newton meters of torque. Pretty impressive. It'll compete with the Tesla Model Y, the Ford Mustang Mach-E, and the Li One. Now, the Li One has been super impressive. I'm going to do a video on that car very soon, and has shown that there is a huge amount of demand for domestic premium SUVs. It reached 9,400 sales just for that model alone in August. Now, in August, the VOYA Free sold 400. Be interesting to see how it goes from here. Now, number 8 was the Kia Carnival with 289 sales. Pretty surprisingly low. I think the Kia Carnival is pretty good. This is just the new model, the updated model of the Carnival. Nothing to see here. Let's move along. Number 9, the Dayan Yuhu sold 230. Dayan Group is a conglomerate based in Yongsheng, Shaanxi, China. Through its subsidiaries, it mainly manufactures heavy trucks, light trucks, motorcycles, and engines, and is also involved in real estate and travel. Chengdu Dayan was established to sell EV vehicles and officially unveiled this Yuhu in January 2020, but it is only appearing now in the wholesale sales charts in China. The range, 300 kilometers, with a battery capacity of 39 kilowatt hours. It's priced from $13,000 US and will compete with vehicles like the Nida V, the Maple 30X, the Nida 01, and the Venucia E30, and also the BYD Yuan Pro. As you can see, EVs are incredibly good value in China. $13,000 for a small SUV with 300 kilometers of range. You just can't beat that, can you? And last but not least, we've got the Dayan Yanqi M1, which sold 203 units in the month of August. This is the second offering by Dayan, appearing in the wholesales charts this month, and it's called the Yanqi M1 Electric MPV. It was launched in May 2020 and priced between $21,600 US and $34,000, depending on the model. But this is the first month that it actually appeared on the Chinese sales charts. It competes with vehicles like the Weltmeister W6, the Maxus Unique 5, and the GAC Aeon V. Now, as you can see in this video, I've listed probably 30 different electric vehicles to compare these different vehicles that have just gone on sale to. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There is literally probably 1,000 different EVs on sale in China right now. And that's ignoring all the EVs you can buy on Alibaba that are just like unknown brands. They're just obscure, different little companies that will make you anything you want. The most bizarre creation that you could ever possibly imagine, you can buy it from Alibaba. So as you can see, this Chinese market, it is so competitive, and it's making some really good quality products. Really interesting to see. Thanks for watching the video. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye-bye.